so we're going to do a shrimp egg dish, sort of scrambled eggs with shrimp, and then we're going to do a protein smoothie as like a bit of a dessert, bit of a treat afterwards, as it is Mother's Day, you know, so thought, why not? So if you've got your ingredients, fantastic. If not, just check out the description afterwards once this goes onto the page, and then you can follow it along once you have the ingredients to hand. All right, so first of all, ingredients for the smoothie. I've got a cup of oats, or I should say a scoop of oats, a scoop of protein powder. We've got one small banana. We have got a handful of spinach. I've got 4 large strawberries, but 5 to 6 smaller strawberries will do. And then we have got some peanut butter here. And on the recipe I shared yesterday, I said soy milk, but I'm using almond milk instead. So that's fine. It's up to you what milk you use. If you prefer soy milk, that's great. I just prefer to use almond milk. So that's what I'm going to go with there. And then for the shrimp dish, or should I say prawn dish, there's a couple of things I've just changed. So put on there that you need spring onions, but instead I've just used a onion there. All right, so I'm just going to do it slightly differently. I'm going to cook them off first, but if you've got the spring onions, you're going to cut those, save the white bit separate from the green section, but I'll talk you through that as we go, because you'll do it slightly differently if you've got your spring onions there. All right, and then I put 2 tablespoons of oil, but I'm going to use some coconut oil. I might use one teaspoon instead, as we've got a nice large non-stick pan, so we tend to not need to use as much oil. Just keeps those calories a little bit lower, like I've mentioned before. Then we've got some chopped fresh parsley, and then I'm going to put on here some milk, but again I'm going to use almond milk and just a small amount. And we've got 8 large eggs, and then I've got the prawns here ready to go. So it's up to you. If you've got raw prawns, you'll have to cook them a little bit longer. These were pre-cooked, so these will just take a shorter time to warm through, which is absolutely fine. And then just some salt and pepper to make sure the flavours are on point for you. So we've got those here. Fantastic. All right, so first of all, what we will do is we'll start off with the eggs, and then we'll make the shake afterwards, and then we can go from there. So I have already cut the onions. If you need to cut those, then cut them. Like I said, I've just used the shallot instead of the spring onions, just a little bit sweeter than your normal onions, so that'll be good with the breakfast. So yeah, if you've got your spring onions, chop them now. You're going to separate your white pieces from your green pieces, all right? And then save them for later. So what we're going to do is, if you've got the white pieces there, we're going to pop them in the bowl, and then put 2 tablespoons of chopped green pieces into another bowl as well. All right, and then we're going to start by heating the pan, and then we'll cook the white pieces in the pan first of all, and I'm just going to cook my shallots. So if you are substituting yours as well, that's fine. So if you've got a normal onion, then no worries. We will make do on them. So I'm just going to turn the pan onto a medium heat, and then get this coconut oil in there. Like I say, in the recipe I've put olive oil, or you can use rapeseed oil as well if you want. And we'll just wait for that to melt down. And then we will cook, like I said, so I'm going to cook the onion, and then we're just going to pop in the shrimp as well, just to warm them through, all right? And then while that's cooking, I'll just start to whisk the eggs. So I've put in the recipe 8 eggs. So while that's just emulsifying there, we'll get the eggs going on here. So now this recipe serves 4 people, so the idea is you can make it for your family for breakfast. And serving size, you've got 316 calories per serving on this. So 6 of these eggs, and then a couple more. I think we've got a couple of duck eggs as well, actually, but I'll just check because they're a bit larger. So look. Oh yeah, look at that. We've got 1 giant duck egg, and then we've got a smaller chicken egg. Tell you what we'll do. Look at them, 2 little blue chicken eggs from our chickens. Love it. All right. Just turn that down now. That I'm going to use the smaller ones. Why not? Get them in there. I think they were freshly laid yesterday, so you don't get much fresher than that. Right. So we've got 6 eggs there. Happy days. Throw that in the bin. In the zimzala bin. Let's give these a good whisk up on here. I don't usually like to use a lot of milk with my eggs. In the recipe it says 1 flour ounce, half and half milk. You can weigh ounces on your scales, so you've got a set of digital scales. Just get them out. I'm probably going to go, let's have a look on here. I'll see how much it is. So just use some of the almond milk. Okay. There you go. Not much at all. That's your 1 flour ounce. Just whisk that together. And then we're going to season with some salt. Awesome. Right, that's ready to go. So let's cook off these shallots first of all. Now, not everyone likes to use coconut oil. So if you don't like the taste of it, how it's going to affect the flavours, then just use some extra virgin olive oil, that's fine. I just like to cook with the coconut oil, I like the flavours, and you don't tend to scorch the pan the same sometimes if you let it get too hot. So I love the smell of onions, absolutely love it. Tell you what I love, if you're going on the footy, going on the football match and walking down to the ground and all you can smell is the onions cooking off all the vans. It just entices you in. It just makes you want to buy one of the burgers or something like that. And you know when you have it, you're never going to really enjoy it either because they're not great. But still makes you want to buy one. I don't think I can not get one when we go on the football, me and my dad. Do look forward to be able to getting back to that once this is all over. Right, okay, so they're just turning translucent now. Like I said, if you've got your spring onions in there, that's fine. No worries. And we're going to put the egg mixture in now. After the shrimp or the prawns. Shrimp or the prawns. So I'm just chucking them in quite late because they're already cooked, so I'm just literally going to warm them through. But like I said, if you've got raw ones, you'll have to just pop them in a little bit sooner and just wait for them to turn pink. And then once they've turned pink, you can add the egg. Alright, so they're warming through now. Yeah, and you can see when you've already got cooked ones, you don't want them to curl up and go super tight, as then they're overcooked. So you need to be really careful if you've got cooked ones. All right, super. So I'm going to put this egg mixture in now. And it's so important with your scrambled eggs, you've got to stay with the pan all the time. So consistently stirring, making sure you catch it before they go too firm. Now it's up to you. Some people like the eggs quite solid, but with scrambled egg, they continue to cook once you take them out of the pan. So just make sure, in my opinion, you're always stirring, as that gives you the best texture, I find. So with this, the spring onions are good to use as well because they add a little bit of colour, they add a little bit more crunch because we're saving those other sides for the end to add on at the end, so that gives you that little bit of a crispy crunch. I always say I prefer, a bit of a crunchy texture when you're having something like, with your eggs, just because then it's not all just doesn't feel too soft. So we'll keep going with this. Like I say, I don't want to leave these and start making the smoothie, just because I want to make sure these eggs are perfect. All right, so you can see them starting to turn now. All right, so you just got to keep going so it's not catching on the pan. And these are cooking really well. And you'll see, even though I've now taken it off the heat, these eggs are still cooking. So they're getting to a point that actually are quite a good consistency that I like. So we'll just put them back on the heat for another 20 seconds or so, and then I'll take them off and just continue to stir just to let these cook through. In fact, that's probably enough. These are still cooking through now. That's great, really good. Yeah, so we've got a good consistency with the eggs there now. For me, that's how I would say you want your scrambled eggs to look. Not too firm. And then from there, you're going to add the other ends of the spring onions to the mix. And then we'll also sprinkle over this chopped parsley. So what you'd want to do as well here is we divide that out between your 4 bowls. So what I'll do is I'll just separate that for Jessica to have some when she comes in. And then she'll enjoy that as a little. She's just gone out riding on the horses, so she'll have a little post workout snack in another couple of bowls. Now, brilliant. Okay, and then we'll sprinkle some parsley on here. Just chopped that earlier. Well, okay. And then, if you can see that, trying to zoom in a little bit with the light. So yeah, good source of protein there. Should taste great. I'll have a little taste. See how it's faring. We'll in here. Let's have a little go. Get a bit of the prawn as well. Get one of them, why not? That's really good. The parsley adds a nice bit of freshness, and then you've got a good flavour of the prawns there. They're perfectly cooked, not overcooked at all. As you can see, they've not curled up on themselves. Cooked through, good flavour. Eggs, great consistency. I did forget one thing. Add your pepper afterwards. There you go. But cracking little dish there. Really easy to make. And full of flavour. Like I say, on that one, carbs are quite low. You're only getting your carbs there pretty much from your spring onions or your shallots. So we'll just leave that to one side as we will make the protein smoothie now. 1 second. Grab a tissue. And then wash my hands. So if you don't like something like peanut butter, Jessica doesn't like peanut butter, you can always leave that out. But for me, I just love, peanut butter and jelly. That's the American version, isn't it? But peanut butter and jam is just mega. I love it. I absolutely love the combination of the flavours. I think they're great. So I've got a NutriBullet. So with your NutriBullet flask, literally all we're doing with this one is we have got your protein powder. So what I'll do is I'll pop in the milk first of all. So like I say, almond milk I prefer to use. You can use your soy milk if you've got that. If you want, you can use normal milk as well. We've just stopped drinking milk altogether now. I find that the dairy sort of has been affecting sort of like mucus buildup and stuff like that. You just tend to have a lot more catarrh on your chest. So since I've stopped doing it, I felt a little less bloated. So yeah, I've just stopped having it. But if you do prefer milk still, then crack on. I've just gone off it massively. So we have got 250 mils. If you've got your scales, you can use the scales to weigh that out. Just set it to millilitres or grams. So 250 going in. Happy days. Right, and then we have got a scoop of oats, and we've got your banana as well, and the protein powder. So scoop of oats going in. Scoop of powder. One small banana, just because you don't want the consistency to be too thick. Now, if you do make this and you feel like it's too thick, just add more milk. That's it. Plain and simple. Don't feel like you have to stick too closely to the ingredients, but the good thing about almond milk is an extra 50, 100 ml isn't going to be a lot in calories, whereas normal milk, that would be quite a bit more in calories. So just be mindful of that for the calories, because your normal milk will be more calorie dense. All right. Strawberries going in. Look at the size of them. Blooming heck. And then a handful of spinach, just for a bit of extra nutrient in there. And then we'll add the peanut butter. Peanut butter. I need a spoon. What we'll do, just rinse that off, because I did that coconut oil with that. And just a level teaspoon of your peanut butter, because you got to be careful. Sorry, not teaspoon, tablespoon. Peanut butter is quite calorific. So you got probably about a level tablespoon. Just be mindful of how much you're putting in. And you know what I'm going to do? I am going to add a little bit more milk. You can go to the line on here, so I am actually going to go up to the line with this today. Just to add an extra, that is probably an extra 75 ml there gone in. So calories wise, it'll be a bit more, but just wanted the consistency to not be as thick. All right, so that's going in. Let's see how we go with that. Help if we swapped over. Leave that on there for a moment more. Apologies for the noise. Okay, here we go. The moment of truth. Oh, it smells good actually. So, it's got actually a nice, almost dull green colour into it. So let's have a taste. Oh wow, that is great. Really good. So you can taste the banana. You definitely get the peanut butter coming through there. There's a nice sweetness from the strawberries. And like I say, the almond milk's not overpowering at all. With the soy milk, you might get a slightly different flavour there. But that is great. Really, really tasty. Really good. I mean, if you want it on there, on the top, you know, you could always crush up a couple of peanuts or something like that, just to give it a little bit more of a peanutty flavour. So if you've got some peanuts, just crush them and sprinkle them over the top. That's great. But yeah, really good flavours coming through there. So superb. All right, so you've got like a bit of a starter there with your eggs and your prawns, and then a little bit of a dessert to go alongside if you want. And then you're going to get a few more carbs from this. So reason why I just popped these two together was because you've got more protein and fats in this one, and you've got hardly any carbs at all. But then here we've got quite a few more carbs, and again with a good hit of protein on there as well. I just used vanilla protein powder in there. That's the flavour, so it's just a sort of a nice sweet flavour. You can use, if you wanted to do like a chocolatey one, you can maybe try it with chocolate, or like a caramelly one, something like that with the banana and the caramel flavour. That might give it more of a banoffee flavour, something like that. So you can always play around with those, but that's just something for you guys to try, and hopefully you enjoy both of them. If you do make them, leave a comment below. Let us know how you found it, and we will go again next Sunday for a new episode. So yeah, guys, that is everything from today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope everyone has a lovely Mother's Day, whether you are able to see your mums, or if you're in the same bubble, or if you're not, then you are seeing them on Zoom or something like that. But whichever way it goes, have a lovely day, everyone. Thanks for tuning in if you did do, and I'll catch you for the next episode of our Nxtep Breakstep Cook Along. All right, everyone. Ciao for now.